Childhood obesity has become an epidemic that is out of control in America and around the globe. In the 1600s, only 5 to 7% of children in America were obese. While obesity has been on the increase over the past 5 decades among all racial and ethnic groups, the fact is obesity has a surprisingly different effect on the different ethnic groups. Surprisingly today, 50% of the black population and 45% of the Hispanic women are the highest adult population that suffer from obesity. Black adolescent females and Mexican American adolescent males score the highest in childhood obesity, scoring at 29% and 27%. Obesity is the second leading cause of death in the United States, and if this trend continues to rise, it will become the #1 cause. As obesity rises, the life expectancy declines, and quality of life can be affected in many ways, such as higher probability of diabetes, heart disease, kidney failure, amputation, stroke, cancer, and depression. Obesity can put limits on many daily activities or recreational entertainment, such as hiking and climbing. Childhood obesity is an extremely troubling problem because the largest percentage of obese children will have adult health problems if the problem does not get solved in early development. The challenge with children is that they have little to say in what they are served to eat, and they depend on adults to feed them, with little regard to the importance of what they are eating. The focus of my promotion operates within the National School Lunch Program and strives for better nutrition, health education for children and parents, and improvements in the physical education and organized sports teams in the school. This issue is important to me because obesity is the cause of multiple problems that can be solved with one solution. However, the one solution requires multiple changes and mutual cooperation. Pediatric obedience increases health problems and creates poor self-esteem. If we can decrease the number of childhood obesity now, the burden on the future and on the healthcare system will be significantly reduced. People will live longer, healthier lives, and healthy lifestyle practices are taught at an early age. The increase in the number of obese children is very disturbing, and the reversal of this trend is required immediately. Michelle Obama showed her concern when she launched the Let's Move campaign, aimed at reducing childhood obesity. Unfortunately, the program appears to be an utter failure since the number of obesity continues to rise. The obesity rate among 2 to 5-year-olds is 13.9%. 6 to 11-year-olds is 18.4%. And 12 to 19-year-olds is 20.6%. It is apparent that the number rises as the child ages, so it is imperative that we decrease the incidence of obesity as early in development as possible. Low-income households report the largest incidence of obesity. When we look at the connections, many factors come into play, such as income, lack of education, lack of availability of nutritional foods, and no physical fitness. Studies have shown that parents take health education classes, and they are more likely for their children to be healthier weights. Dense urban communities have a serious lack of access to healthy foods, the ability to pay for it, or to obtain it. Healthy food stores are too far away, and access to the largest majority of the time families will purchase their meals from convenience stores that sell mostly packaged, highly processed foods that have little to no nutrition, or they depend on fast food restaurants. When the human body lacks proper nutrition, it goes into starvation mode. When large amounts of sugar and fats are consumed, the body purposefully retains its intake out of necessity. Obesity is a form of starvation. Good intentions don't create results. It is comprehensive changes in the current system that will address this epidemic. The nutritional needs of developing bodies vary from one individual to another. There's different needs for the child who is obese due to caloric imbalance than the child whose issues like overactive thyroid is the factor. Cultural factors such as social, environmental, and genetics can play a major role in the contribution of obesity. Geological locations like urban communities lack access, and environmental effects like poor water and polluted air restrict outside activities. Genetics can contribute to childhood obesity because there's a general consensus that genomic variants can contribute to overweight status. Genetics give the body instructions on how to change its environment, and yet studies have compared the genetic makeup in obese people and lean people and found that genes can influence the drive to overeat or the tendencies to be lazy and inactive. Metabolism plays a key role in everybody's status because somebody's body has the tendency to store more fat while others have a genetic variance that may create obesity simply by increasing hunger and, over time, increasing intake. There's a complex interaction between genetics, home life, and social structure that contribute to the problems of obesity among children. Early education in health is the perfect tool to combat the problem before it starts. Learning about hygiene and health at an early age will benefit them for their entire lives. The first 5 years of education are the most crucial to the long-term success of the individual. Health literacy taught at an early age is a key step to a lifetime of health and wellness. Involving parents in the learning process is also an essential element to the success of this program. The coordinated cooperation between the school district, the parents, and the child will guarantee success. The health planning model used will be the behavioral change. And like our program, we will utilize 5 steps of pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action, and maintenance. Using the social cognitive theory that describes the influence of the individual environmental factors and outside influences will help us map out and model the correct behavior. Early prevention education promotes eating healthy, staying active, maintaining a healthy weight, and developing healthy lifestyle habits. Muscle memory is the ability to do things learned through repetition. When a person is learning how to drive a car, they are nervous and cautious for a while. But after years of driving, muscle memory takes over, and you can drive a car safely without even thinking about it. This campaign has 3 components in our focus: better preparation of nutritional foods in the school lunch program, health education presentations during lunch period, and better structured physical education and team sports programs within the school district. Children are extremely hedonistic, and they only want their food to taste good. This is the first step to deliver appetizing, healthy foods to children that they actually consume. The first phase is to sell taste over education. The National School Lunch Program needs an overhaul. Not in production received, but in preparation and presentation. If you want kids to eat more vegetables, you have to cook with flavor. Dietitians and nutritionists can direct the program that leads and teaches lunchroom personnel that steaming vegetables helps them maintain maximum nutrition, and that flavoring them entices children to eat. Schools are required to offer fresh fruits and vegetables. However, if you offer a child a raw carrot, it will likely end up in the trash. If you steam that carrot and serve it in a healthy honey raisin sauce, children will eat it like it is dessert. Annual report cards document a child's academic progress. This program also documents a child's height, weight, and body mass index, and reports the progress of physical development over time. Good nutrition is important to all children. However, our program focuses on obesity and behavioral change. Once the system of preparation is achieved, the next phase is to incorporate health education into mealtime. As a child, I enjoyed reading the cereal box as I ate breakfast. Babies eat better if the feeder makes a fun game of it. Educated theme entertainment such as Veggie Tales teach the value of good nutrition through exciting adventure tales. Parables and fables are fabricated stories that hold moral truths and are very effective in getting the message across to children. When lunch is served, video or live presentations will be presented to entertain and to educate them on the nutritional value of the meal and the importance of balancing caloric input with physical output. Public schools are funded by taxpayers, and parents expect schools to be surrogate guardians while in their care. They should expect the school system to use the most updated scientific methods of teaching. It is common knowledge that modern junk food is hazardous to the human body, and I contend that providing children access to harmful foods should not be allowed to occur within the school district program. Early education, and all education for that matter, is not intended to be memories of a bunch of truthful trivia, but rather how to use your brain for deductive reasoning. Public schools need to promote only healthy practices and not be allowed to offer unhealthy options. The final change needed in the encouragement of physical activity and the participation in organization teach sports in school. The pros and cons of this program is everybody must actively participate to assure success of a promotion such as this. The logistics of better food preparation is fairly easy. Implementing presentations during mealtime involves installation of monitors and public address systems that most lunchrooms already have. School lunchrooms are used as multi-purpose rooms, and PA systems are usually essential. Some may argue that distractions at mealtime can prevent kids from eating, but psychologically, mealtime is viewed as a rewarding act, and watching an instructional video can be also regarded as a rewarding experience. And combining the two rewarding practices together has the potential to create a multi-purpose educational experience with an extremely positive output. The data gathered on the target population, obese children, will be collected at the beginning, middle, and end of the school year. A health nurse will record the children's height, weight, and body mass index, which is defined as being above the 85th percentile and below the 95th percentile for children and adolescents of the same age and sex. Body mass index is calculated by a matrix system, which is weight in kilograms divided by height in meters squared. The lunch program's ability to produce healthy meals is aimed to keep children at a healthy weight while helping overweight children to get to a better weight. The problem of obesity in children is a double-edged sword. Not only does obesity cause physical illness, it also has a major effect on a child's psychological disposition. Overweight children suffer from depression and anxiety due to poor self-esteem, which in turn can lead to poor decision-making, emotional, and behavioral disorders. Questionnaires will be given at the time the children are weighed in. In this program, questionnaires will not be used expecting correct answers, but rather as a psychological ink blot to identify emotional problems. Psychological evaluation of a child's answers on the questionnaires can indicate emotional disorders or signs of abuse, both physical and mental. Parental consent is absolutely required, and participation is recommended. It's unlikely that a parent would contest this program because it's obviously it would be in the best interest of their children and in the longevity of their future. An updated school menu with preparation instructions is needed to be distributed in every school across the nation. The focus will be on nutritional foods prepared in a manner that is appetizing